Welcome everyone to Esports Go, the epicenter for esports news, highlights, and scores. I'm Justin Gillerman here with you in studio, and I'm excited because today we saw some amazing Overwatch play. The competition in Boston got heated, and we take a look ahead to the week coming up in esports. First, though, we head to Blizzard Arena to wrap up Week 1's action. The match of the day pitted the Outlaws looking for their first win against the New York Exiles, looking to cement their claim as top dogs in the Atlantic. Of course, this was also the showdown we were waiting for, New York's Pine versus Houston's Jake, and we had to wait till Map 3 to see it, but man, when we saw it, it didn't disappoint. Let's get to it and head right to Ilios. Pine starts it off early and single-handedly takes out the entire Houston Outlaws for the full team wipe. Linkser does not stand a chance against Pine's McCree, and towards the end of the match it happens again. Pine stands his ground, and thanks to damage bruise from his team's Mercy, he takes out the Outlaws to win the match. On match 2, Linkser and Pine have a back-and-forth Widowmaker duel for control over the point. Linkser has some help from his team though, as he is being chased down by 2 tanks and Tracer. He still finds the time to headshot Clockwork. Pine seems unstoppable. He snipes Linkser again across the map, and Linkser is revived by Mercy, however, and he enacts his sweet revenge against Pine, but it's all for naught. The Exiles win the map and the series 3-1. Here's what we learned after the first weekend. If you're playing the Exiles and you don't win the first 2 maps, you're in big trouble. Pine is going to come for map 3 each time. Now, if you're tied 1-1 after halftime, it's over. Even if you take map 4 and tie the match and it's 2-2, we know map 5 is control, which means Pine. If you're Houston, there's no need to panic. Next week, you're playing Shanghai. That should get the Outlaws a huge confidence boost going up the following night against their interstate rivals, the Dallas Fuel. Now, after cruising their way to a 4-0 victory against the Dragons, we weren't sure how good the Gladiators really were. Today, we'd find out as they took on the Seoul Dynasty. Everyone is expecting Seoul to roll through league play, but they have a tendency to start slow. Could the Gladiators steal a point on Junkertown? Let's take a look. The Gladiators start strong on defense with key plays from Hydration's Genji. He slices through the remaining members of the Dynasty to stop the payload from advancing. Despite the Gladiators' effort, Wicked seals the final checkpoint with a well-placed Riptire in the Gladiators' back line, taking out both supports. The Gladiators hit hard and fast with great plays to secure a quick run through the checkpoints. They also make it to the last checkpoint, bringing the game to extra rounds. The Gladiators do not make it that far thanks to some impressive snipes from Flita's Widowmaker. The Gladiators take map 1. Now the rest of the maps do not fare any better for the Gladiators, and the Dynasty finish the day with a 4-0 sweep. Now this one turned out exactly like we expected. Newsflash everyone, the Seoul are really good. They come at you from different angles, forcing you to pigeonhole yourself with your attack, and let's not forget they have a man by the name of Fleta who will headshot you from a mile away. Now for the Philadelphia Fusion, the element of surprise helped them cruise to a tough victory over the Outlaws, but now that the cat was out of the bag, could they carry that momentum against a London Spitfire team that looked really strong in their first game? Let's get right to it on the action in Junkertown. The Spitfire pushed the payload all the way to the last checkpoint, but hit a wall. Some expert play by Birdring clears the way, and he helps secure 4 eliminations to push the payload to the end. The Fusion find themselves in a similar situation. The clock's winding down, they need to make it to the end to bring the map to extra rounds. They don't make it very far though, even with the ultimate advantage. Players are picked off and taken out before they can make it. The Spitfire up by 1 to start the match. The rest of the maps do not go well for the Fusion, and the Spitfire steam over them. In a battle for pride on Numbani, Birdring secures the 4-0 sweep after a great ultimate to take out the Fusion. Before they can even tap the first point, the Spitfire win the match 4-0. The Spitfire are looking really tough. The Atlantic Division is going to be a slugfest as London and New York seem to be on a collision course for that top spot, but the Fusion and Uprising are not going to go quietly. As we continue through these Stage 1 matches, they're going to get stronger and stronger. It looks like the East is going to be exciting to watch this season. What an exciting day of matches, and now for the hardest part of my day, choosing the heroes and zeros of today's matches. Now my hero for the day has to be Fleta of the Seoul Dynasty. He showed just how versatile of an offensive player he is with great plays on a wide variety of champions. He also has one of the best Widowmakers in the game. Now my zero for today is the shutdown of Big Goose on Numbani by Wicked. Every single Riptire on this map went straight to Big Goose's Mercy, and it's a sad thing to see so many Mercy deaths. Now coming up after the break, we're going to talk to you more about the Major in Boston, as well as a prominent esports figure announcing his retirement. You're watching Esports Go. Welcome back to Esports Go. I'm Justin Gillerman. Heading back to Boston for the CSGO Major, we saw some really lopsided matches. Both Cloud9 and Vegas Squadron rolled through their matches, each only needing one more win to move on. Two teams looking to avoid going 0-2 were Envious taking on the Renegades. Envious started off strong, but the Renegades' Nifty and Nav took over, helping them secure the victory, keeping the Renegades alive in the Major. Envious now has to win their next match, otherwise they are going home. Matches continue tomorrow. We'll have your results from the first weekend on Monday, and we'll have continuing coverage next weekend. Now, after being ranked first for the entire year of 2017, Smash 4-player Zero has announced his retirement. The team solo mid player published the news of his retirement on Twitter after the Panda Global Smash 4 rankings were published, and he was once again ranked first place. Zero left a heartfelt speech on his Twitter page about the toll tournaments have left on him over the years. He was not happy anymore, so he decided to make a change. Zero says that if a new Smash game is ever released, he will definitely rejoin the scene, but for now, he is happy to play games for his stream and videos instead of the high-pressure situation of tournaments. Zero leaves as one of the kings of the Smash 4 scene. He has a Guinness World Record for his winning streak of 53 wins. Now, coming up after the break, we'll have more of your esports news. I'm Justin Gillerman. You're watching The Go. Welcome back to Esports Go. It's now time to take a look at next week's key Overwatch matches. Our first match we're looking at is going to be a battle of 2-0 teams. One of the best teams in the Pacific, the Valiant, versus one of the best teams in the Atlantic, in the Exiles. My key things to watch in this matchup is how the Valiant stopped the McCree of Pine. We have seen these past two matches how much of an effect that has for the Exiles, so how can the Valiant do what no team has done to stop that momentum? And to be honest, I don't have an answer, so let's see if the Valiant do. Now the next matchup, we'll take a look. It's between a couple of teams who have rough starts to the season. The Fuel and the Outlaws both look promising in the preseason, but haven't been able to find a groove so far in the regular season. What I'm looking at for the Outlaws is to keep the momentum they create and to not be greedy. Let the game come to them and not to do too much. For the Fuel, find a defense that is able to boost that attack that we have seen can be very lethal. Now that'll do for me today here at The Go. Don't forget to check out our website, challengemedia.tv, for all your gaming news. Also, check us out and follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. We'll be here all week with your news and highlights. Thanks for watching Esports Go. We'll see you next week.